What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? Nick with Mystic Manifesting here, and I'm actually surprised I still get the intro right after all this time, right? I haven't made a video in a minute, but I'm sitting here in the dark room, whitewashing myself out with all this light and my paleness. Self-concept work, need to go and hit the tanning bed. Because now Chicago's reached that nipply weather that's nice and cold and fucking no sun. So, remember, last topic, no bad days. Everything works out in my favor. Could walk down to the tanning salon and wind up meeting the greatest, hottest chick in the world that wants to make films with me. Or could go over there and meet the agent who's gonna want to make films. Or go down there and meet one of you guys. I don't know. But there's always an adventure out there. No bad days. Stick to that. Remember that from the first video. Anyway, I already forgot the topic. What was it? Oh yeah, it's a mindset game changer right here. So just like the no bad days topic that I was talking about in the last video, instead of cutting stuff, I just leave it in there. But just like the topic of no bad days being a game changer for your mindset, because what I've discovered is when you are really affirming and believing and knowing that things are working out in your favor, they are working out in your favor. So there's really no problem with whatever you're going through. It may look bad and ugly, but that's the bridge. Sometimes there's a rickety old bridge, but it leads you to the castle with the princess on the other side, right? So just like Shrek, cross that rickety bridge, you're gonna get there, right? Well, here's another mindset game changer that I've been following that helped me a lot, and that is, oh yeah, when you're struggling, it's like when you're struggling through something. So besides knowing that there are no bad days, besides knowing that everything works out in your favor, know this. Sometimes you'll ask yourself, why me? Why me? And you know, there's that cliche, why me? Why me? Well, try me. You're going through something and it helps somebody else. And you become a mentor figure in somebody else's story. And this had a big impression on me. It was before I even got into manifesting. I used to have bad panic attacks, and it continued really until I got more into manifesting and I was able to change a lot of stuff on my own. However, I used to get these bad panic attacks, bad anxiety and stuff like that. And I remember when I was finishing up high school and I was working at the gym. I loved working at the gym. I loved all my friends there. It was the first time I was really felt like I was included in something, and I was having to make the change of not getting to go to college and being forced into the trades, which I really didn't want to do. And it was something that my family was pushing me towards, and I didn't want to disappoint them, so I'm going there. And every day I'm afraid, I'm having these panic attacks. I feel sick to my stomach. I don't want to go. Well, my friend, who was one of my best friends and still is, I consider him, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I'll always be there for him if he needs me, just like I know he's always there if I need him. We just different life paths at the moment. He's a lot older than me. He's probably got to be close to 40 at this point. Damn, time flies. But I remember him walking at me having a panic attack in the break room, and he's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, I'm good. And he recognized it. He used to go through them. Well, he went through a really horrible period in his life, and at the time he was taking antidepressants. He was very depressed. He was drinking, smoking weed, and apparently those two things don't mix well with antidepressants, risk of a seizure. And he went through a really rough patch in his life. And doing that stuff, he did have the seizure. And through the series of circumstances, he should have died. And whenever he was getting depressed, he often wondered, he was going through a really rough patch again. Like, he went through, just, getting through life after all that. He met me, but he was going through a rough patch too. And he was wondering, why he went through all that stuff, why he's still here. He's like, he shouldn't have been alive. Well, he's doing great now. He's got a great job. I'm pretty sure. I remember he lost a job, but he was moving into a better career. He's with a girl that's amazing, and she's great for him. And he's been living his life to the fullest now. But at that time, he wasn't in the best place. And he was recovering from a bad breakup and, still wondering. And he told me that he was going through that, and he calmed me down in there. And he taught me a breathing technique, a breath work technique. And it helped calm me down. And for those of you that want to know what it is, it's like you press your tongue up against the roof of your mouth and you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, and you exhale for 4 seconds. It's still one of my favorite breath work and meditation exercises I do to bring myself down. He told me to do it 7 times. No, I use 4 now. It was 7 seconds. Breathe in for 7, hold for 7, out for 7. But I use 4. I got into 4 later on. But anyway, long story short, I told him thanks for helping me go through that. And around the time I was leaving, and he told me, he goes, you know, I always wondered why I lived through all that stuff. He goes, and maybe it was just leading up to this one moment to help you, to help someone else. And that always stuck with me. That was something very important to me. And then I went through a horrible depression after that, and still bad panic attacks, but those techniques would always pull me out of it. There were times, you guys know, I went through really dark periods of the soul, like where I wanted to check the fuck out of this planet. And his breathwork techniques helped me through a lot. My best friend helped me through a lot. And, well, I won't just say my one best friend. I had a series of 2 or 3 other people, great people that kept me here. And then the stuff with SP, and then learning manifesting. There's a lot of things that kept me here and just kept me going, but that one thing, that breath work, was a big game changer for me. And if you want to use this breath work technique, fuck it. He even helped all you guys then too. But he told me that, and that's always stuck with me, that he told me that maybe he had to go through all that ugly, horrible hell just to get through, and even if he didn't know where his life path led, it was there to help me. Someone who he saw would have a future to be successful and stuff. And then I felt horrible too, because I had a couple people besides him really believing in me. I had a mentor and everything. Like, people were really believing in me to be successful. And when I didn't hit the heights I thought I should at certain times, and stop, little side note, don't put time crunches on yourself. Don't feel like you need to be somewhere at a certain time in your life. Everything's working out in your favor. Remember that, no bad days. But I would beat myself up so much, and I felt like I let him down. I let all these people down. But really, his breathwork thing carried me through, and it might help carry you guys through. And then I realized all the stuff I went through with SP, all the stuff I went through learning manifesting, failing at manifesting, succeeding at manifesting. I'm thankful for the bad. And I told him before too, he was thankful for all those negative circumstances. Be thankful for all the horrible, ugly, nasty things that happen to you in life. The breakups, the getting back together, the injuries, like working out. I'm thankful for this chest injury. It added more to my life. It pushed me into a different path than working out. It created me a cool story to go with it. I always try to spin and look at it on the best possible view I can. So if it weren't for those horrible, ugly, nasty things in life, we wouldn't have an arc. You wouldn't be pushed to excel. You wouldn't have a good story. It would just be, wow, everything worked out. That was a boring life. No, there's no trials and tribulations, and without those, you don't learn. And I'm just kind of repeating from the last video, but you don't learn anything without pain and suffering. And I'm not saying you have to have pain and suffering because you're choosing to look at them like that, but look at them in a positive. How does this thing that feels painful, horrible, and ugly benefit me? Because in the end, like I said, it always works out in your favor. As long as you see it in the right light, trust that you are manifesting the best possible outcome. Trust you are the creator and nothing can stop you. Because it is true. And to my friend, thank you, and I love you. If you still watch the channel, brother, I love you for that fucking gem of wisdom that when I was in the dirt, you dug down there and found a gem and gave it to me. And if you're going through a hard time too, if you do watch the channel, take his gem of wisdom and apply it to you. Use that breath work, or use the concept of you're just going through this to learn something. And the learning that you're doing is going to help you help somebody else in the future. And in a way, everything I went through led me here to this channel. So if I didn't go through all that, I wouldn't be helping you guys. And then eventually you guys are going to pay it forward because now you know the law. You know how to manifest. You teach your kids, your siblings, your parents, your family, your friends, and then they're going to excel. So there are no bad days. Everything's working out in your favor. You can't fuck this up. All the bad stuff is just an illusion. It's leading you to where you need to go. So I hope that helps. I love you guys very much. I believe in you. As always, I'll see you in the next one.